I hope Titus O'Neil comes out to the slip and slide theme song, and literally they just put a slip and slide there for him at the bottom, and yeah, that'd be great.
But out of all those names I mentioned, who you got?
I got. You know what? I want to go with Ali because of the amount of push that he's been really getting. But even still, this is really a thing of like, ladies and gentlemen, this means literally nothing.
Somewhat of a push, and you're right. They don't do anything with anybody that wins these events. But I got to say, Apollo. The guy is just such a great ring condition.
Such a super athlete.
His mic skills, yes, they are nowhere near where they need to be, but he makes up for it leaps and bounds. And again, we've gone back and forth on the ends of this debate of the build or the culmination. When it comes to the combination, Apollo Crews delivers every time, and he also has momentum. Monday Night Raw, he had the match, and he won. So I got to give it to Apollo, but if I had to pick a dark horse in this one, just because they brought him in and they really have done literally nothing with him, I got to say EC3. Not that I want to, just that this kind of going to put him in the spotlight for a little bit. They can actually build a storyline where he comes out and gloats even more because he's won this.
Yeah.
There may be a chance to kind of throw him somewhere in a U.S. title mix this happens.
I've seen quite a few people on dirt sheets and internet and comments and everything. They're really pushing for the moon for him to win too.
And you know what? Tyler Breeze is always in the conversation too. So it's going to be interesting. That's all I can say. It's going to be interesting.
I think so too.
All right, another couple matches to go over. Cruiserweight's more your side of things, but we got the Cruiserweight Championship. You got Buddy Murphy, who is the current champion. He's going up against Tony Nese. This will also be on the kickoff show. So you had your choice on these. I'll go first because, again, 205 is not really my wheelhouse. What I have seen of Tony Nese, I'm impressed. I do like him. I like what he brings to the table. I like his moveset. I like his charisma. I like kind of everything he does. Yeah. And I think Buddy Murphy has had a great title run. But as we know, in our business, all good things must come to an end. Nobody wants, unless you're Pete Dunne, a 700, almost 700-day champion. That was also a great match. Walter, Pete Dunne, and Walter pulled it out, took the Bruiserweight out of his title.
Yeah.
Crazy match. Awesome, man. I can't wait to see how long Walter holds that belt. That was a great match.
Seriously.
I called it. Like I put a poll on our Facebook page. I said, who do you got? And thanks to my vote, not texting with we're beefing Bruiserweight now.
Right. I'm sorry, I played your theme song, but I'll come back and I'll do it again. I'll do it for free. I promise.
I won't be there to take photos this time. No, I got to say Tony Nese. Just because as much as I love Buddy Murphy as what I've seen of his title run, I got to give it up to Tony Nese. I just like everything he brings to the table, and I think it's due for a title change. I think the Cruiserweight division, if they want to keep it going, they got to keep that title moving. It can't just stay stagnant. Neville held it too long. And I thought that kind of brought the division down a little bit. But again, Neville held it too long because he was the only thing the Cruiserweight division had at the time.
Oh, that's
so
true.
I got to say, I'm going to give the edge to Tony Nese in this one.
Right on. I'm going to go with Murphy simply because he's too good. Like he's too good. Like it's ridiculous of how much his character has replaced. I've realized how much his character has firmly replaced Neville in that regard. Of how much he's the guy that no matter what you do to him, it doesn't matter how many things you pull off on this guy, he'll always find his way to win. He'll always find his way to come back and in very, very quick fashion at that. Like it's always at the end of the match. It's very fast paced, and he always just pulls out this crazy, crazy victory, and it's really awesome. And it looks very convincing every single time. He's got his character completely down to the way that it should be, and I believe that he's going to retain. He's going to keep going, even though I would like to see Tony Nese do it. However, what I do like about the Cruiserweight title and what it's doing is it's bringing back the fact that you that's what I love about it, and I love what he's bringing to the table, and I think Buddy's going to retain tonight.
All right, fair enough. We're divided on that, but I think we brought both fair points to the table. One match, one of the few matches I'm looking forward to tonight. My boys, the Revival.
Yeah,
they are going up against the team of Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. I don't know where you stand on this, but everybody who knows and listens to the show knows where I stand. I don't even need to voice my pick, but I'll voice it for argument's sake anyways if we got a new first-time listener. The Revival will very easily retain tonight. That's just my pick, and I'm a big Revival guy, so I'm going with the Revival hands down. I don't know where you stand.
I'm going. The Revival's just too good for them to lose a match. Even though it's a fake fight, I get it, but they're too good of a tag team. They are a real tag team. Everything about it. It would be really cool.
They got bigged up by Harlem Heat last night in the speech. They specifically pointed out the Usos and the Hall of Fame yet, but I'm working towards it. as one of the greatest commentators of all time. Dramatic pose.
Yeah. And
I'm done. Okay.
And
Scene. But yeah, the revival, like you said, they're
revival
too good. They're too good.
They need to retain. And but what I do like about this is Kurt Hawkins getting a chance. Like Zack Ryder, he already had his moment in the sun. It was really cool. Got a chance to be IC champ and stand on top of that big ladder and have 100,000 people screaming at him. Kurt Hawkins, he's never had his music played at WrestleMania before, at least not to my knowledge that he's ever had. He's the loser of the company.
He was in the Battle Royale last year, but they don't play their music.
But you don't play their music, so he's never heard his music played at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, I actually think it's a go for a little bit, simply because of what Zach had his notoriety from 31. He already got, like I said, got his moment in the sun, got his 15 minutes, and it was really cool. So I think what they're gonna do, because they've been even though they're not a tag team, they've been this bromance dynamic duo for quite a while. They run a podcast together, all the above. So I really do believe that they're gonna want to make a story out of it, and they're gonna want to. It's already people in their minds. They're literally like, the story's gonna go. They're gonna get crushed in like however much time. Blah blah blah. So what would be the funny thing is to actually have them see them actually like, what the hell? They're actually making a cut. They could do it. Blah! And like I really see that being the story that they're gonna tell. Not take the win, but have it be like this. Oh my God! I think they're actually gonna win the tag titles. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to win the tag.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win it, though.
Let's go to a more interesting take on one of the tag team belts, one of the two being defended tonight, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
Yes.
Now, this is an interesting dynamic. You got the Usos versus Ricochet and Black, who had an absolute barn burner with War Raiders in NXT. Then you got the bar in there, and you got Rusev and Shinsuke. So you got a fatal four-way for the tag team titles. The Usos are the current champs, as all of our listeners would already know, because we all watch wrestling together. This one, just because the barn burner they had on Saturday or on Friday, I think they're due. I think they're due for a serious run, and I think them being tag team champions almost sets up when they split and Black goes heel, because Black can't stay a face forever. So I'm going to give this one to Ricochet and Aleister Black to eventually set up the eventual storyline where we see Ricochet versus Aleister Black in a grudge match for respect. That's the way I see it going. As much as I love the Usos and I'm a big fan of the bar, Rusev and Shinsuke are just there to fill out the 4 team, in my opinion. So I'm going to give this one to Ricochet and Aleister Black.
Yeah, I also give it to Blackishay 100%. I think they're gonna. I got to shout that out to Wrestling with Regret. I had nothing to do with that. Blackishay, I think, is gonna definitely take it because of the fact that like they're just so over. They're super over, and in Mania, yeah, I think I think they should walk away with the belts. It would be the best thing.
I think the match is gonna surprise a lot of people though, because there's a lot of dynamics in this match. There's a lot of layers to this match where there are some fantastic performers, and all 8 of these men will have their moment. Yeah. They will all get their WrestleMania moment in this match to have a part of the match where they just take over for a little bit. And I think this match is going to surprise a lot of people. Dare nay I say, this one might slide in as the dark horse favorite to be match of the night. In my honest opinion.
Maybe. All I know is the Usos and Ricochet and Aleister Black are going to crush. When those 4 get together, it's going to be amazing. They're going to make magic.
All right, so now we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of the match card. First match, I guess, would be your salad course of your event. Kurt Angle in his farewell match against Baron Corbin. Now, we've talked about this match a little bit earlier on the show. We talked about a possibility of Cena coming out and saying, no, it's supposed to be me. Baron Corbin getting out, or the potential of them turning into a triple threat. I actually would have to forego having Baron Corbin in this match at all, just because I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan, and I won't ever be a fan. If I'm not into you at this point, there's really no way to get me. If I see potential, I'll stick around. Whether you're heel or face, I'll stick around. But with Baron Corbin, I haven't wanted to stick around. I don't much care for the man. I don't want him fired because I don't want to see anybody lose their job, but maybe take him off screen. I think he's better suited backstage being somebody's coffee gopher. That's my honest opinion. So this match, I'm going to give it, if it ends up just being Baron Corbin versus all in on the table, he wins quite convincingly. Yeah. And that's the honest opinion of it. And I don't, again, because I'm not committed to Baron Corbin. I don't care for Baron Corbin, and I won't care for Baron. Don't. So I don't really care what happens with this match. I just wish that for a farewell match, it would have been, I would have loved to see Kurt Angle versus John Cena, or I would have really loved to see Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker. Because I think that would have been the best way to end both careers. Yeah. But
I
because
think so too.
Because technically, Undertaker's career supposedly ended 2 years ago, but they brought him back last minute to face John Cena. He is not rumored to be on the card tonight at all. There is no hints of him showing up. There's no nothing. There's no storyline built for him. So I think this will be the first time, starting for the normal trend of not seeing the Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Even though we will see him in Saudi Arabia, apparently.
We apparently will.
He's signed on for Saudi Arabia.
I just hope it's not another DX versus the Brotherhood of Destruction match. Because we all saw that weird, awkward, I'm going to throw you into the ropes. No, wait, my pectoral muscle ripped. I don't care.
Do you remember how to do this? I don't remember how to do this.
I forgot everything that's happening. I forgot it all.
That's literally what I felt like I was watching, was them just mimicking back and forth to each other.
Like, how do you wrestle?
remember how to do this? I don't remember how to do this. No. Let's just try this. Let's just see if this works.
Dude, I saw a really amazing falafel stand right across the street.
Yeah.
What do you say after this? I'm going to buy you a falafel.
Just like old times. Just like old times. Remember?
All right, who do you got in this one before we move on to something better?
I have gotten. I'm like, wait a minute, what match were we talking about? Oh yeah, Angle and Corbin. Corbin. Then all you got to do is say his name, and people hate him. Like, you
I don't hate him. I just don't respect him.
I'm talking about the chorus of boos that rain down as much as what we used to get from Roman Reigns. It's so loud that people absolutely can't stand this guy. If people hated him that much, they just wouldn't react to him. But they boo him so hard at just the sight of him. He just has that face. And I've analyzed it quite a bit.
It does have that face. You want to punch it.
I've looked at it and thought to myself, that is a face that you would love to punch. And that's what's so great about him being a heel, is that he's just that. He's got that face. He's got that, god damn, he's got that voice that just makes you want to punch the crap out of him. So it works perfectly for a heel in which most people don't get that kind of heel heat anymore. It's always the heels getting cheered all the time for everything they're doing. So for him to have that white heel, to have that crazy heel heat that, like, fans are almost reaching over. I've seen people like reaching over the barricade to literally almost want to grab him. So
that fan last night was taking his aggression out on Bret Hart, but he wanted to see Baron Corbin?
That fan was so mad about this match that he went in there and he beat the crap out of Bret Hart last night. That's why that happened.
Got his ass handed to him. Scott Dawson twice in the back of the head. It's fucking amazing.
Everyone reminds me of Baron Corbin. And that's why he went in there and beat up Bret Hart. But Baron Corbin, yeah, I think for this match, and also just to wrap this up about Baron Corbin, because I really don't want to make this seem like, I'm sucking off Baron Corbin at this point. But I have revisited him. He's getting faster. I've noticed in a lot of camera shots where it'll just be the one guy in the shot, and then all of a sudden, holy crap, here comes Baron Corbin, and now he's got the guy up in the air, and he's doing his deep six thing, and he's spinning him around, and doing all this crazy stuff. I've noticed some of those things happen, and I didn't want to admit these things to myself, people. Please understand that I hated this dude before. Wanted him fired out of this company. It was hashtag.
We had a hashtag going for a long time.
So for me to be saying this is a very big step up here, but bottom line is that this is just little things that I've noticed about Baron Corbin, and maybe for people to take into consideration as well, in case you're absolutely dreading this match, that maybe it might be actually not as bad as you think it will be. And Baron Corbin, because of his understanding, his ring generalness, and the way he's conducted himself as of late, why he's in so many upper echelon storylines, all the above. I know for a fact that he's gonna try his best to put on the best match that he can for Kurt Angle, and try and make that the best farewell scenario that he possibly can for him. And I know he's gonna take a dive for him as well. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Dumpster Wolf is definitely, he's gonna be taking the 3 count for Kurt tonight. Can't be any other way around.
Yeah. It's only fair to say. Yeah. As to opposed to what you're saying, I have noticed those things as well. It's just, again, when I haven't been able to get invested in you and I didn't see the potential before, in my opinion, as probably most fans would agree with me, it's great that he's doing all these things, but it's too little.
It's too late. It's too late. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Too late, man.
All right, let's get into one of the matches I am definitely looking forward to, because I've always been down with this man, and I will always be down with this man because I recognized he was awesome, and I don't care how many times I have to reiterate it. The Miz, babyface Miz, face Miz versus heel Shane McMahon. Falls count anywhere. Shut up and take my money.
Superhero Miz. You may as well come out with a cape and a big M on the back of it. And
Miz and Maurice, they just premiered their second season literally last week. Yeah. And they had over 5 million viewers, something like that. It was something ridiculous. So The Miz is hotter than ever right now. You saw it at the Hall of Fame. They did the great camera thing back and forth. And The Miz and Maurice got all the cheers. And this one, for me, The Miz. The Miz will win. much like he did on SmackDown. This will go to the parking lot. This will go outside. There will be weapons involved because Shane O'Mac is great in an environmental match.
Yeah.
There will be weapons. There will be a coast-to-coast. There will be moments. There will be times in this match where you might cringe, and that's what they want. And this is a match that'll put Miz on the map again and get him ready for a title run. So I'm going to give this one to The Miz because whenever you're in a program with a McMahon, it's a big effing deal.
Yeah.
And The Miz is due for another title run. He was due for another title run, in my opinion, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
With all the stuff going on with Daniel Bryan and how hot he was and everything like that. But it wasn't his time, and I get it, and I respect it. Now it is his time. So The Miz takes this one and goes on to be in a title picture. Not for the IC.
Yeah.
Not for the Intercontinental. Not for the U.S. title. He's in it for either the World Heavyweight or the Universal. Maybe they do the swap because the swap will be coming sometime in July. I would not mind to see him, and who I'm hoping would be the eventual winner. I'm spoiling my Universal pick, but Seth Rollins. I would love to see The Miz and Seth Rollins fighting for the Universal title. I think that would be a very awesome program.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this one, hands down, is The Miz for me. Who do you got?
I got The Miz. I got The Miz 100% because The Miz has to go.
Look at the teeth. Look at the teeth.
Yeah,
I got a big smile on my face.
He's a happy guy.
It's been a lot of years. I've been waiting for you to take The Miz on something. I'm excited.
Hey man, I'm pro reality. I know what reality is, and I know for a fact that reality has set in at the fact that what Miz was once a super heel is now he is one of the biggest baby faces in the whole company. He has been for quite a while now, ever since the Rolling Stone situation happened. And then after that, after it got covered, Rolling Stone and all that, it's just like, hey, now you're on a whole nother level of you're on a rocket ship to the Universal title.
Or the world title,
or the world title, one or the other. So bottom line is when that moment that has to happen. So now that's going through Shane and what I really believe this is going to be about, the underlining story of all of this. It's all been about Mrs. Dad. I think Mrs. Dad is going to have something.
Oh, there will be involvement by.
There's definitely going to be Mrs. Dad.
And I wouldn't mind seeing Vince McMahon.
I would love to see. This is my scenario that I'm playing out in my head. I think Vinnie Mac is going to come down. He's going to have something to say about it, and then Mrs. Dad is going to get his little moment, and he's going to get to knock the crap out of Vince McMahon.
And the roof will blow off that place.
When he punches out Vince McMahon, the roof is gonna blow off that place louder than any fireworks.
We should go live. We should go live for my reaction during that match.
Yeah,
because if that happens, I'm just gonna stand up and go apeshit.
it's gonna be awesome. I played that scenario 10,000 times in my head of just how cool that's gonna. Of like, oh wow, you're literally building this match for when Mrs. Dad gets to come out and he gets to do this really cool. He gets to do this really cool shtick with either punching out Vince or like whatever the case may be to like have some sort of moment to make the crowd go crazy and have give Miz and his dad a WrestleMania moment together.
Absolutely, that would be great. When a father and son could share that WrestleMania moment and they're not wrestlers, that makes it that much cooler.
And Mrs. Dad, culminating the interference and like getting rid of the interference and. This is it. My dad helped me beat Shane, and me and my dad beat the McMahons. Like that's all I see them standing in the ring doing and having this big WrestleMania moment.
I would love it. And you can see his dad from if you watch the show at all, which we do watch. His dad is very emotional. Yeah. So is The Miz. Especially once you become a father, you do become very emotional. You weep at almost everything. I cry when I see a squirrel crossing the street. I get weepy all the time. But yeah, The Miz and his dad will definitely have a moment, and it will be a moment where we're all going to sit back and go, yeah, this is what wrestling's all about.
Seriously.
It is.
It's going to be really cool.
All right, women's tag team match. Sasha Banks and Bayley, champions, versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya. Great to see Beth back in the ring versus... Nia and Tamina, who cares? Versus the Iconics. I'm going on a whim on this one. As much as I love seeing Beth come back, and Natty, I mean, she's on a high right now from inducting her father last night. I absolutely love it. But I got to give this one to the Iconics. The Iconics have really been a true tag team since day one. Since they came up together. They came up as a duo. There was no real singles aspirations for either of these ladies. I'm going to say that I love the program of Sasha Banks and Bayley. Even though there is no, like, you don't get a rematch clause for your title anymore. Once you lose it, you lose it. Yeah, but I would like to see Bayley and Sasha battle their way back through and take on the Iconics again for the title. So I'm going to give this one, I'm going on a whim. And just because how very good these two ladies are together, much like Sasha and Bayley, they do have that tag team dynamic, but they are actually a true tag team, not like all these other women that were thrown together. I will never pick Nia Jax and Tamina in any moment. And last night they showed them on fucking camera again, sitting next to The Rock's mom. Get a fucking life. I don't care. So for me, I'm going to actually go on a whim. I'm picking the Iconics for this one.
Hey, right on. I know a lot of people are picking the Iconics. I'm definitely, you know what? I'm definitely going with Phoenix and Natalya. They were a tag team before. They were a proven tag team before. And really, it was because of the fact that Natalya wasn't really doing anything. I imagine that they both got the reason why they both got together in the first place. But them being friends and things like that. But
the simple fact that Beth still has it. You look at Beth and she's ring ready. She's never been.
And she's ring ready. And the moment is going to be that match is literally the whole story is literally going to be about the moment when she body slams Nia Jax. And when she body slams Jax, the roof once again is going to blow off.
Well, we had that little taste of it in the Women's Battle Royal. Women's Royal Rumble. So,
I know that's why they did it. When I saw her and when I saw Bianca do that, I was like, oh, they're setting up for the whole thing with Beth. Literally going in there just to the whole match is literally just. It's not about the tag team titles, ladies and gentlemen. This is about when Beth Phoenix body slams Nia Jax and that roof goes off, blows right off.
I would love to see that. I'd love to see Nia Jax get hurt.
Yeah,
that's my favorite part of my job.
What I would love to see is I really hope when it happens is that it's really actually convincing. That it's not a thing that was like you just tried it and it didn't work and it kind of looked half right and it was a thing where you were trying it and you actually got hurt doing it.
Well, if it doesn't look right, it'll be Nia Jax's fault. It won't be Beth Phoenix's fault.
Absolutely.
When shit usually goes wrong, when Nia Jax in the picture, it's only one person's fault.
Exactly.
Nia Jax.
Exactly.
Nia Jax is my Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Hashtag fire Nia Jax.
Yeah, seriously.
Get rid of her. I can't stand her. I have no respect for her. And Tamina, guess what? You shouldn't be there either. You're just taking up 2 roster spots from other talented women.
They're both literally dubbed the botch queens by like literally every conglomerate of doing something involved with writing about wrestling, talking about wrestling. It doesn't matter what it is. It's literally like they are literally hashtag the botch queens because they botch everything, every match.
Or they just
expect nothing less. Expect nothing less tonight. Expect botches, tons of botches going on. Specifically
from these 2 specifically though. Only these
specifically 2. Between those 2 and some things I always notice that go on with both teams of Sasha Bailey and the Iconics. So watch for lots of little botches going on and not a perfect match by any stretch of the imagination.
But your pick is Natty and Beth to get the titles. Nice. Well, you know what? Let's see what happens. But I would like to see the Iconics with some gold because I think they really are quite entertaining as heels. And when they smack talk everybody else around them, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
They're pretty good on the mic.
They're great on the mic. I would just love to see them try a little bit more in the ring to not be really slow. I would love to see that.
All right. You got... Now, this is a weird one because I thought that Ray was injured. I thought that he was. But I'm hearing whispers that he's still going to be in the running for this match. So Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio, but I'm pretty sure he got injured this past Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
So somebody else is going to be fighting Samoa Joe. I haven't heard though, and I've been checking all morning to see who the replacement filler must be. There's a lot of theories, but I'm not sure. So I've marked this match down as such. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio for the title. As much as I love Rey, I love having him back, and he's still great in the ring. Samoa Joe. Just because he just got his first major title in WWE, there's no need for him to lose it this early.
Yeah.
I think Samoa Joe's got to go on a semi-decent run. I'm not saying he's got to go 7-8 months, but give me 120 days. Give me 4 months and he loses it, and then maybe he can go into another title picture.
Totally.
But I got to give this one to Samoa Joe.
Well, this one will be a really quick one. Samoa Joe retains. Don't care. This match was thrown together in 2 seconds, and nobody should be invested in this in any way, shape, or form. Joe wins.
Okay, I agree with you on that, but I also just a quick point or quip on this match. I feel like Finn Balor, when he finds himself, he loses himself that much quickly, and we all know that the Demon will be coming back this Sunday. He stated it flat out on Monday, so it'll be nice to see the Demon back.
The Demon, but I think coming back.
But I think the Demon should come back against somebody way better than Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley was brought in specifically to take on Brock Lesnar. Whatever happened there, whatever backstage he's he got, because there's multiple comments about that he's been a dick backstage. He hasn't done things properly. He's got no respect for the business, much like he had his first turn in WWE when he got fired for just being an idiot.
He has it's because he has this 14-year-old girl inside of him when he talks, but he has this he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger in real life. It's like they don't make sense together.
Well, there's no respect for the business. Much in the case I want to say of a Brock Lesnar type deal. He doesn't seem to have respect for the business. Yes, he was at Hall of Fame last night with his family. He looked great in his English bolo. Yada yada yada. But the fact of the matter remains is that when you have backstage heat, whether it be real or organic, made up or fake, whenever there's a telling of it, there's truth to it, one form or fashion. So my honest opinion, yes, nobody should be invested in this match other than just to see how cool it's going to be to see the Demon enter. matches.
Exactly. That is the investment that, ladies and gentlemen, you should have, is seeing how cool the Demon is going to look.
And now, the match that I want to talk about. The match where I'll put my Funko Pop right there because that's my pick. Triple H versus Batista. Grudge match. Down the board. Batista cut, hands down, the best promo of the year. And it was simply a sentence. Triple H, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. This is the best I've ever seen Batista look. This is the most confident I've ever seen Batista on the mic. This is the Dave Batista that I remember when Evolution broke. And him and Triple H had that WrestleMania match where he won his first major title. So for me, as much as I love everything they're doing with Batista, this is probably hands down been the best written storyline of this year's WrestleMania, next to the ladies, which we'll get into in a little bit. Yeah. But I have to say, honestly and truly, this is the match I'm most excited for. And Triple H, having not won since WrestleMania 31 against Sting, he's lost 3 consecutive WrestleManias in a row. He's due for a win.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen because logically, it's better for Batista to win because it is a career match. So if Batista wins, that means Triple H has got to hang it up, which means Vince McMahon is near ready for retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the best way to get Triple H off camera. I love it, but I'm gonna miss it.
Isn't the feeling actually really in the air like that though? Of like Vinnie Mac is like that. It's almost that time to ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, but the only time things are really going to change is if Stephanie McMahon is gone too. Which won't happen because she's there. Because we're getting a little bit of that edgier stuff now, but she still has her grasp on the PG. Mm-hmm. And I saw their 3 girls last night. They're beautiful girls. One of them's 13. One of them's 12. One of them's 11. They're not PG anymore.
Yeah.
It's time to give us back a little bit of edge. Because guess what? If AEW flops, fine. But there's a lot of other things happening right now in wrestling. So fans, and I saw it last night, and I'll be the first one. I never look at an arena like you do. I never listen to the sounds of the fans because I judge everything for myself.
Yeah.
But last night at the Hall of Fame, a lot of empty seats. And that's a cause for concern. Not because the Hall of Fame class was boring, because they had DX China finally getting entered. That place should have sold out. A lot of empty seats. It's a cause for concern. And I went on Ticketmaster this morning. Still seats available for WrestleMania. Now, mind you, $7,000-$8,000. But still available. That's the first time I've seen it. They have not announced that WrestleMania has been sold out. This is a cause for concern because fans are now fighting back because now wrestling is cool again. But now there's way more options. Yeah. If AEW flops, which I don't think it will, I'm not voicing an opinion on AEW here, so don't come at me on social media with all your nonsense, you keyboard warriors. All I'm saying is if AEW flops, there's still options.
Yeah.
So we all can't rely and hope AEW is going to force WWE to change. But what needs to happen is not so much Vince riding off into the sunset, Stephanie riding off into the sunset as well. Which unfortunately won't happen. Until Stephanie deems it necessary for it not to be PG anymore, we're still going to get the lame crap that we've been getting. Granted, the storylines have been edgier. What the women did on Monday was near shore perfection as far as a promo goes, and how they did everything. Mind you, police officers don't put 2 heated offenders in the same car, but it happened and it made for cool TV.
Exactly.
But still, the fact of the matter remains is that until Stephanie McMahon really takes her hands off things and Triple H is running the show full out, we're not going to get the edge that we want. We're not going to get NXT in the main roster. So be prepared for that. As much as Vince McMahon is riding off to the sunset, we're still a long way from getting what Triple H has done at NXT. We have to break through the ego that is Stephanie McMahon first. And that's the key factor that a lot of people aren't getting. That's the factor. Yeah. It's not Vince. It's Stephanie. It's always been Stephanie.
And it really is, and it's happening with the way that we discussed.
Sorry, before you get into that, what's your pick on Batista and Triple H? Then you can get into
Batista, Triple H. I honestly, I would love to actually see Batista win it and have it be a thing of like Trips. Just go back and do your thing. Like really, it's honestly, it's. I'm sorry, dude. I used to love your matches. It's the same damn Ric Flair match every single time. It's the same moves every single time. Spine buster. Oh my god. Knee lift. Like, I'm so sick of it. Like, I don't care for it anymore. And
I can admit after Crown Jewel, he hasn't looked the best in the ring. It's been hard to watch. But he did make the match last year, that Ronda Rousey match. He made it.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, but we're going from there's a reason why we're going through all of these things, and that's why if last year we went from last year's WrestleMania where the best match on the card was Ronda Rousey kiss my ass, WrestleMania. Like, no offense, but like that's like the worst. That's the worst decision making ever, to build an entire thing around that, to try to make that the biggest spectacle when there are so many more athletes that are well trained and know what they're doing and don't have to spend 100 million hours making a match like the way you had to build an Ultimate Warrior match with Ronda Rousey, because she sucked ever since. But as far as this match is concerned, I would love to see Trips just right off into the sunset, do his thing, because, like, dude, you've done everything. You've done it. It's finished. It's over. You've done everything you can in the ring. You've put over everybody that you can put over, and now you're going to do it again. I imagine you're going to do the same thing tonight, which is really, really cool for Batista, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get a moment at the end of that match where you're going to see them both hug, and it's going to be a bunch of real stuff, like whatever you saw with, like, Sting, or whatever you saw with,
the respect you saw from Black and Ricochet with the War Raiders.
Yeah.
Like, that was true. No
100%.
100% respect.
And then you have these two buddies that are just like, wow, after all these years, we finally got the chance to make it happen. We talked about it for years, buddy, and now finally, holy crap, I can't believe we're here, and we finally got to cap this story off. This is the match that the roof will blow off the place, and this has been the best story written match of the whole card. They've built this match to near perfection, to where even if you do see the classics, and I'm a Triple H fan, so a spine buster, I know the pedigree's around the corner. Yeah, exactly.
So I still get excited for those moments. Totally. And I will. And you know what? But I'll be the first one to admit it, being a Triple H fan my whole life. After Crown Jewel, I looked at my wife, I looked at Sasha, and I said, you know what? He's got to step away.
Yeah.
And I see it. And even though last night he came out and that suit was there ready to rip, he couldn't move because he's so jacked, and I love it. I'm just like, I know what you can do and what this can do, and it's not in the ring anymore. Yeah, you can still tear it up, and I'm okay with you now doing the once a year matches. I don't even care if after this match you find a way to come back and have Batista versus Triple H 2 next year. Yeah. I'm okay with that. One match a year, I'm okay with it, but I know what this can do, and I want this in the driver's seat for the main roster. And that's your mind. I'm pointing to his head. I'm pointing to my head if you're not on our lives. I'm pointing to the mind, because Triple H's wrestling mind is probably the best we've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's a mind that needs to be saturated and everything pulled out of. And, I'm looking forward to this match. As a Triple H fan, I want Triple H to win. But as a wrestling fan and what's best for business, Triple H losing is best for business.
Yeah. And straight up, it's just going to be a really fun, that's all this is. It's just a very short, stinted storyline for a big, fun match.
All right, we got AJ Styles versus Randy Orton, another grudge match, another match that's been a long time coming.
Ooh, baby.
I love it.
Can't wait for this.
I love it. This is a hard one for me because I'm a fan of the Viper, but I'm also an AJ Styles guy. My heart's telling me one thing, but my head's telling me another, so I'm just going with it. The referee.
I was thinking the ref was going to win too. Honestly, by count out.
You know what?
By count out and disqualification.
I love it. The chair
shot. Yeah.
You know what? Bray Wyatt comes back and interferes. They start up the Orton Wyatt family again.
Yeah. The first ever count out disqualification pinfall. That's how we're going to win the match.
It's impressive.
That's it.
How to pull it off, though. We sound like the writers of WWE right now, a bunch of fucking idiots. That's what we sound like.
That's what we'll do. You know what? We'll make them pin, and we'll make them get DQ too. That's how we'll do it.
My heart's telling me one way, but my head's telling me another. And my heart is telling me what I'm going to go with now. And even though I am an AJ Styles guy, I got to go with Orton. Man, the RKO when Orton has a WrestleMania matches, the RKOs are always to another level. Yeah. We saw it with Seth Rollins at 31. Like, that RKO was like 10 feet off the ground. Yeah. So Orton always pulls out something crazy for WrestleMania. It's like he literally saves all of his shit matches throughout the year and puts it all together at WrestleMania, and it all comes out in one shot. It's great. So I got to give this one to Randy Orton, but I also have another prediction. A prediction is being this. There have been a lot of smack talks between the wives on Twitter lately and Instagram. Yeah. They've been going back and forth on whose husband's better. I don't know if they're going to work it. They have worked AJ Styles' wife into a storyline before with Samoa Joe, where they had his wife and his daughter.
Yeah.
They do tend to pull some real shit out of some Mark shit.
Yeah.
Would be interesting to see the wives get into a tussle, causing a disqualification, and we have to have Orton versus Styles too at SummerSlam, which we both have tickets for. So I would love to see that. Yeah. But this match is telling me Randy Orton, and I'm hoping Randy Orton, because you know what? It seems to be an Evolution setup kind of night. Wouldn't it be fitting if Batista and Orton both won and have their WrestleMania moments the same year? Yeah. So I'm going to say Randy Orton on this one, but I am an AJ Styles guy, and I know that this match will be a candidate, and I'm going to say this now, this will be a candidate for match of the year. Because these two guys, the athleticism in these two guys is unparalleled. We all know what AJ Styles could do. We all know what AJ Styles did at WrestleMania with Jericho. Imagine what he can do WrestleMania with Orton. So I'm picking Orton, but I know Jericho. I know that AJ Styles is going to pull out some great stops. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going with Orton, but I'm not underestimating AJ in any form or fashion.
Nope, I agree. I honestly, I really couldn't have said it better myself. Quite frankly, this match is just going to be a barn burner from start to finish. I think I honestly I want to see Styles win it. I know a lot are going to be pulling for Orton. I really want to see Styles win it because then that'll rekindle his. I feel like this whole story is all about the house that AJ Styles built. That's what this whole thing is about.
It is. This seems to be the year of. If you're going to label this WrestleMania, sorry to interrupt you. If you're going to label this WrestleMania, I would label it as the WrestleMania of grudge matches. Think about it. You got Batista and Triple H. You got Orton and AJ, and you got the next match we're going to discuss once you give your prediction, which is Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Yeah. I mean, this is the year of grudge match.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
And actually, interesting tidbit and factoid about why everything is going on with that of Roman Reigns and
give us your prediction, then we'll jump to that match.
But yeah, as far as predictions go for this match, I would love to see AJ Styles pull this off. To solidify the house that AJ Styles built. He's been talking about it for years. It's like, really, how are you going to do it? How are you going to...
You got to kill the legend killer.
You got to kill the legend killer, and you got to kill the guy that comes out to you and calls you out for being the punk bitch that's coming out and saying you're the guy that built it. This is the house that AJ Styles built. When, dude, I've been here for the last 20 years. I don't know where you've been, but like, oh, you were somewhere else and it wasn't here. So this is not the house that you built. And it's been stuff that fans, quite frankly, have been saying for years, and what people have genuinely been saying for years. So and with the fact of them bringing in the storyline of all the indie stuff that Randy said about all the indie guys and how it was just this big mishmash.
Because a lot of people don't know this, that Randy Orton is not an indie trained wrestler. Randy Orton was born and bred for the WWE and WWE only.
And that's why I love this storyline, because there's so many people that have that have that opinion, and then that have the AJ Styles opinion of you need to be trained in indies to be able to do this full time and to be able to be a top guy. Whereas these guys are saying, actually, the company literally built me from the ground up to get me to WWE status, so you didn't have to build to get to WWE status, moron. So it's literally like these two clashes.
Well, two other words for you. Charlotte Flair. Built in the WWE system and in the WWE system only.
Exactly.
Now Natalia Hart. Built in the WWE system only.
Exactly.
There are people who are built and bred strictly for WWE, and it's usually legacies. AJ Styles is not a legacy, but I tell you what, if either of his 4 sons gets into wrestling, they will be legacies. They will be built and bred for the WWE only.
And that's the best part of what Orton brought to the table. Was very simple. Orton has been he's great on the mic. But the trade-offs that's been going back and forth between these two of crap talk, trash talk, has been absolutely phenomenal.
But just the wives. The wives have been killing it too on the Twitter battle. Right? It's amazing. Amazing.
But when Randy's rebuttal to everything about doing all the indie stuff and everything like that, and talking to him about how like you're a bitch because you were born and bred in WWE system, when Randy, he turns around and literally looks at him and goes, well, dude, actually, now that John Cena's stepped away, it very simply looks like you are actually being the one groomed to be the corporate bitch now. And like the whole room just lit right up, because it's like, dude, there are so many realisms and real things that are being added to the storyline, even though it's like, I know they're buds and I know they're cool and they're tight and everything. This is just going to be a really, really cool.
But that's the best matches that you have when there's when you know there's the mutual respect behind the curtain.
Yeah,
it means they're going to give it, because like it's what Josh Alexander said to us: when you're fighting your friend, you're going that much harder.
And that's what I think is definitely going to happen with those two. They're gonna pull out some stuff, and I think even Orton is going to go out of his way because of the unbelievable phenomenalness of AJ Styles and what he brings to the table. That he's going to try and bust out maybe an extra move or two tonight, something a little different, just to make that match this bigger.
A 25-foot RKO, because he's already done a 10-foot RKO.
Yeah, off the top of a 25-foot ladder.
Absolutely. All right, another grudge match on the card. We'll not take too much time on this one because we do have a lot more effort to put into the top 3 matches. But Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre. I'm a Scotsman, so I'm going with my fellow Scotsman on this one. And I think Drew McIntyre getting over on Roman Reigns is the right move. It's best for business because Drew McIntyre is ready for a title run. The only way to get over and to get to Seth is through Roman. Yeah. So it's a logical match that they're setting up for Drew McIntyre to be the next number 1 contender at Seth. This right here is not so much a grudge match. This is a number 1 contenders match. My pick, Drew McIntyre.
Right on. I think they're going to go with Reigns because they're not going to bring him back from leukemia and then make him lose at WrestleMania immediately. I think that and the reason why this match is happening, it's the reason why I know Reigns is going to win this 150%, is very simply because they were planning before everything that happened with Reigns' leukemia and before what happened with Ambrose when he got injured, and why they were floating back and forth with his heel turn and his face turn and his heel turn and his face turn and everything like that, is very simply because they were literally building for this WrestleMania to actually be a triple threat match of the Shield for the Universal title. It was supposed to be them fighting for the Universal title this year.
Yeah, makes sense. Logical.
But however, they had to change it, and now it's the women who actually got this match, which unfortunately, I hate to burst a lot of people's bubbles, the women were not supposed to be in the main event this year. It was supposed to be
they were supposed to be the undercard main event.
They were supposed to be the undercard main event, but because of the Shield not being in the main event, they got shoved to the main event. It's what people don't really truly understand about it, but however, at the exact same time, I love what had happened for the women. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
It's a great moment in time. 100%.
It's great. It's 100%. It's an amazing moment.
And you know what,
time.
though? If it wouldn't have happened this year, I guarantee you it would have happened next year.
Absolutely. I take absolutely nothing. Of like, oh, no, because they're not in it. They're the reason they got it. And it's like, no. That's just the way the plans changed and how the plans actually maneuvered themselves and puzzle pieces fit. But that's why we're seeing Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre was probably supposed to face either Bobby Lashley or was supposed to face Finn Balor, Intercontinental title. Like, it was supposed to be a different story of what was going on with him.
I think Drew, I agree with you, but I also disagree with you. I think Drew McIntyre was meant to be the number one contender after WrestleMania.
And actually,
so if your Shield match had happened,
think that.
Sorry, I'm not interrupting you.
Absolutely.
If the Shield match had happened the way it was supposed to happen, the way it was built, and we all saw this coming.
Yeah.
When he won before, unfortunately, leukemia and Ambrose got injured. If that match had happened, Drew McIntyre was always next in line.
Exactly.
Once they took away the rematch clause, whoever won at WrestleMania between the three Shield brothers, Drew McIntyre was always the next one in line.
Yeah.
So this match, if it wasn't Drew, it would have been Drew versus Dolph for number one contender.
Yeah.
That's the way it would have been.
I actually, yeah, you're right. Actually, it should have been Drew versus Dolph, but unfortunately, I feel really bad for Dolph that he never got the chance this year to do his Mania match, because that would have been a great story. It would have been that.
Not all the men in the Battle Royal have been announced, so he could be a surprise entrance in the Battle Royal.
And it could be a surprise entrance in the Battle Royal.
It's not the WrestleMania moment we all want for Ziggler, but it is a moment.
No, but now I think people are finally getting a chance to really understand a little bit better of like why these puzzle pieces got moved and why things got moved around so much, and why the booking got messed around so much. But
the booking has always been bad. But
it's always been bad. But this year is another level of crap.
Well, remember what was it 2 years ago when you had everybody getting injured, and then they had to bring up everybody from NXT.
Yeah.
You had everybody getting injured, and then you had guys like Kevin Owens got thrust into the spotlight probably quicker than they expected because of all their injuries. This was a year when everything just seemed to go sideways. It's somebody's fault.
Dude.
But that's what a lot of people like. We shit on the writers all the time. But let's be honest, when it comes down to bookings and the way things change, people do get injured, things do happen. You don't have a choice. You really don't have a choice. So I get it. I understand it. Do I agree with it? No, I'm a wrestling fan. I have a right to bitch. That's what I pay my money for every month. But at the end of the day, I understand the business side of things too, and that's one of the things we've learned starting this podcast. We've learned the business side of things. And as much as we have our strong opinions, and sometimes Steve says stuff, I'm like, no, you're wrong. And I say stuff, and Steve says, no, you're wrong. Actually, we probably say different things in our heads, like, you're full of shit, and fuck you. But we know we're wrong. But we also know when we're right, and that's why we don't back down, and that's why the opinions on the show are always honest, real, and straight up. Hence, Straight Talk Wrestling.
Right.
So we hold nothing back, and we don't take back anything we've ever said. We stand by all our points. Because at the end of the day, we both never think we're wrong, which makes a great dynamic. But you know what? This match, I'm just going to say, as much as I love Roman Reigns coming back, and I love the fact that I'm not a fan, I'm still not a fan, but I respect the man, and he fought through leukemia, and he gave a lot of Make-A-Wish kids hope now. So that to me, being a father, that's all you need. You got to every kid has the right to have a hero, and if Roman Reigns is a lot of kids' heels, I'm not going to shit on that. But the fact of the matter is that Drew McIntyre was always next in line. So Drew McIntyre, in my opinion, as much as I see your point, I see the storyline still going the same way. It didn't matter who Drew McIntyre was facing. He's still going to run through him. So Drew McIntyre, this is not a grudge match. This is a number one contender match, and Drew McIntyre will win. 150. Because that's what's best for business. And don't get me wrong.
I shouldn't say 150% because I picked Roman.
Don't get me wrong. I want to see Roman go for a title again, but I want to see it happen at SummerSlam when it's a triple threat for Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns for the title.
Absolutely.
That's when I want to see it.
Absolutely.
And that's when I will see it.
Absolutely. I just really don't think they're going to bring back Roman Reigns to have him lose at Mania this quickly.
But you know what? It's not.
I really believe that's the main reason why
it's not a bad idea.
Coming out on top for that.
It's not a bad idea to have him lose because sometimes you got to get kicked in the dirt, go all the way to the bottom, and fight your way back.
Absolutely.
Roman Reigns has had his door slapped in his face. Why not have the big jacked guy, the big muscle-bound moron, for once, be the underdog?
Well, because he was the champion before he left, and that's pretty much I know why they're just going to keep him winning until it's appropriate for him to, until the Scottish or what might happen, double DQ. And they have to fight again because the match is literally just so damn good, which I think is actually just going to be... I honestly, I don't really... To be perfectly honest, I don't actually even care who wins this match because they're both so damn good that I know they're just going to go in there and actually try. They're shooting for match of the night. Like, they will be shooting for that, 100%.
Yeah, but one of them is Scottish, and he has the upside just because he's Scottish.
And he's a psychopath, from what they say.
We're all psychopaths, goddammit.
We're all a little psycho in our hearts from time to time.
Hence why there's a movie called Psycho, okay? Right. It's Drew McIntyre's fucking biography. No, I'm joking. No. All right, let's get on to the 3. I don't want to take too much time up in this because we've already spent too much time as it is, and I want to enjoy the show. WrestleMania's pre-show is going to be kicking off in like an hour and 40. Yeah. But let's get into these right away. I'm not going to do them in any particular order. I'm just going to do them in the way I see we need to talk about them. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. We all saw how Seth Rollins owned Brock Lesnar on Monday. He owned Brock Lesnar like nobody's owned Brock Lesnar in a long time since Roman Reigns owned Brock Lesnar right before he beat Brock Lesnar. Does Brock Lesnar retain? No. Does Seth Rollins win? Yes. Am I saying this because I'm a wrestling fan and I understand the business? Yes. Am I saying it because I just want Seth Rollins to win? I don't want to see Brock anymore? Yes. Am I saying this because I know it's factual? Yes. Brock Lesnar is going to go to UFC. Whether a lot of people agree with me or don't, he's going to UFC. We already know this. He's going to fight Cormier. We already know this. Is he going to fight it wearing Universal title? No. If anybody saw the 24 from WrestleMania, they had the 24, the WrestleMania 34-24. Brock Lesnar, after he retained, he came in and threw the belt at Vince. That wasn't a crapshoot. That wasn't what was built for business, because if it was, they wouldn't have released it a year later. That was actual factual footage. Brock Lesnar has no respect for our business. Brock Lesnar does not care about the sport and the business that we love. Brock Lesnar's here for a paycheck because he was banned from a year for doing steroids in the fucking UFC. That's it. And maybe I'm marking out right now as a fan, but I don't care. I don't like Brock Lesnar. I respect Baron Corbin more than I respect Brock Lesnar. Yes, Brock Lesnar's an attraction, but I don't think he retains. I think it's time for him to go, do his UFC thing, enjoy it. Best of luck to you. I hope you beat Cormier. Great for you. But right now, I want to see Seth Rollins get that title because you don't have the build that you had with all the shit he went through at Royal Rumble to get here. If the title change wasn't going to happen, it's going to be a barn burner? No. Is it going to be a lot of suplexes and F5s? Yes. Will Rollins kick out and be resilient? Yes. Much like Reigns did. Much like Strowman did. We've all seen the cracks in the Beast armor. Yeah. I think that Rollins is just the fastest out of everybody that's faced him. And I think the speed and the agility that Rollins has will give him that little bit of edge. Yeah. So I see Rollins taking this, not in convincing fashion, but taking it nonetheless.
Right on. Right on. I actually believe Brock Lesnar is going to retain. I have 100% bet on that he's going to retain because we've seen this story happen too many times before. Everybody's been baited too many times before, especially with AJ Styles. AJ Styles was about this close to winning the title.
But that wasn't a title match. That was.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that was a duel. That was
just
thing.
A duel of champions.
But bottom line was he was about this close to just winning the match in general.
And so was Daniel Bryan.
Same with Daniel Bryan. Same with Finn Balor. Same with all that. So as far as I'm concerned, what I really do believe, I believe that it's going to be a lot of flippy stuff. I believe Lesnar is going to be going for suplexes, and then Rollins going to just backflip right out of them and do all kinds of really crazy stuff. Rollins will get
to show why he is literally Monday Night Rollins.
This is going. It's like everyone else who steps in the ring with Brock Lesnar. It's going to be his best match. It's going to be his best match. It's going to be Lesnar's best match, 100%, because they both clash so hard with what they do. So it's going to be a hell of a match, a barn burner from start to finish. I'm predicting this as match of the night, 100%. And yeah, I really do believe that that they're going to swerve the audience. You got to give them something that they don't want. You got to give them something that they want. And the thing that they don't want for the night, I believe is going to be Lesnar retaining.
I see your point, and as much as I want to disagree with you, I can't. But the fan in me that is still very strong, like the Force is strong in most people who watch Star Wars.
God, no, I want Lesnar to lose his title.
The fan in me, and also being a fan of Rollins, like being a fan of Rollins when he was a heel, being a fan of Rollins after he turned on the Shield. I was always a Rollins guy.
Watching him spin the belt around in the first when he won the NXT title
Monday night, just like I marked out with the Batista promo, which was promo of the year, one sentence, promo of the year. Just like I marked out with that. And also the video package was pretty outstanding as well. Yeah. When Rollins had Lesnar just on the floor and owned, and he lifted up that belt, as a fan, I'm thinking, fuck, I just need that to happen in 6 days. I just need that to happen in 6 days. Because Lesnar has no respect for this business. And that's not the reason why I wanted to lose. I wanted to lose because he is a one-trick pony. We all talk about the 5-move kings, John Cena, Roman Reigns. We talked about them enough. Brock Lesnar is not even a 5-move king. He's a 2-move king. That's how boring Lesnar is. And my wife said it the best. When, who was it? Dean Ambrose. Probably hands down the worst talker when he's not out in the ring. The worst, just no personality whatsoever. He mentioned it, and I can't remember what we were watching one day, but it was him talking about his match with Lesnar at WrestleMania that one year. The street fight match. And how he wanted to do all these things, but Lesnar's like, no. Lesnar doesn't care. When you try to do something creative, you can't. So the fact, and I know bringing up Dean Ambrose is a thing that makes people shudder. But the fact is,
when you go back and you watch that match, you actually come to find because Dean Ambrose is Dean Ambrose, and he's actually one of the biggest wieners that you'll ever listen to in real life.
I actually watched this match yesterday.
That match was literally everything and more. He got to beat up Lesnar the whole match practically. He got to do more things in that match than you can imagine, and also the fact that Lesnar sells for everyone more than he actually beats people up half the time. He literally, if you watch Lesnar's matches, he spends about 3/4 of it getting his ass kicked and selling for people, sweating his balls off like he's really
sweats walking down to the ramp.
I know, but just to the point where he literally, all he's doing is literally, he spends the majority of the match, literally, even though he's the one that always wins, he spends the majority of the match, literally, if people fail to realize, getting his ass kicked and selling for people, and that's literally how he's made his living.
I don't know if that's every match. I mean, I remember the match with Braun Strowman. Yeah. Braun Strowman spent majority of the match getting his ass kicked, and Lesnar handed him quite convincingly. It took 5 F5s to put him away. Unless we all remember too, WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
Before Seth Rollins came out and cashed in, your boy was getting his ass kicked.
No, I know, and then there will be those brief moments of just like, really,
sometimes
man, it was like 4 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes he owns the entire match.
Yeah.
And sometimes he does sell. I don't think he sells entirely. I'll give him credit. He will give each wrestler their moment. But I actually did watch this match because I was going to bring up this point today. I watched this match yesterday just to make sure I was on point. You're not wrong. Ambrose got to do a lot of things, but there were a lot of cooler things that I saw that Ambrose wanted to do, things that were set up for, that when he did, an F5 would come out or a suplex would come out. So the fact is when Ambrose wanted to raise the bar, he was not allowed to, is what my point was. And that's because Lesnar has no creativity. There's no creativity behind that. He just wants to go back home, fuck his wife, and milk his cows on his fucking farm in Manitoba. That's all he wants to do.
It's an old school mind, ladies and gentlemen, of how can this little guy beat a big guy like me? And I get it. I don't get it, but I understand their old school crappy mentalities like that.
All right, I'm going to bring this match into the fold next because I think it's fair for this one to be next, and I want to talk about the last one last. This is the main event, WrestleMania. This is a women's take-all match. This is Ronda Rousey, the champion in Raw, Charlotte Flair, the champion on SmackDown, and the man, Becky Lynch. They're going to a triple threat match, and the winner of this match gets both titles, where they will defend both titles on both brands, from what I understand the point of the show being. So, if you have to push and shove, if you have to make an opinion, if you have to state a point, the point and the opinion are this. Ronda Rousey, a lot of us love her, a lot of us hate her. I'm on the fence, because I respect her, but I also don't understand the storyline that happened earlier where she marked out against all wrestling fans about how wrestling is fake. We all know this. We don't need you to tell us that, you idiot. We get it. So that was built in, but never going. She still goes out there. She still smiles and waves. Like last night at the Hall of Fame, she smiled and waved like a fucking idiot. And her husband was there wearing the same colored jacket as the dress as she has because she wears the pants in the fucking relationship.
I didn't see much of the Hall of Fame. How loudly did she get booed out of that arena?
She got booed quite a bit.
That's
quite
great.
a bit. To the point.
You deserve it.
100%. So the point of the fact is this: Charlotte Flair winning, I'm okay with. Becky Lynch winning is what I want. Ronda Rousey winning is what I don't want. So as to your point, you got to give them what they want and give them what they don't want. Well, fans don't want Lesnar as a champion anymore. Fans will suffer through Rousey as a double champion.
Totally.
So my point, Seth Rollins wins. Rousey wins. As much as I want Becky Lynch to win, or I'm even okay with Charlotte, but Charlotte has held the gold so much, I'm tired of seeing gold around her waist. I believe what's best for business is Seth winning, and then the fans not getting what they want is Rousey winning both championships. So that's my pick. My heart is going with Becky Lynch. I want Becky Lynch to win as a fan because Becky has done everything right up to this point in her character, her promos, her ability in the ring. She has done it to near perfection since and before Royal Rumble. Leading up to this point, her road was gone through a lot of shit, and she sold every bit of it perfectly. Charlotte helped along the way, and Ronda had her moments too. But the fact of the matter remains, what's best for business is Ronda screwing over both friends. Yeah. And taking those belts, or frenemies, respect buddies, whatever you want to call Charlotte and Becky. Yeah. But my heart wants Becky to win. And you know what? If they end up giving Becky the championship and Lesnar retains, then I'm okay. Right. I am okay. But I really want somebody else to rock that Universal title because I'm tired of a part-time champion. I want to see that belt every Monday like it should be seen. So if we have to go with give the fans what they want and what they don't want, then I will take Seth winning and Ronda winning. All right. I will take it. But my heart, I want to put a standpoint now. If Becky wins, I'm not wrong. Because I've still also picked Becky. Yeah. But if I have to choose, Seth wins and Ronda wins. Because everybody wants Seth to win, and everybody will put up Ronda winning. Mm-hmm. Everybody will put up with it. Over Lesnar winning. So that's the way I'm going with that.
Right on. I'm gonna go with a different feel this year because every year I always do that. I always think to myself, okay, what's gonna be the thing that they're gonna leave them with that's gonna make everybody feel really happy and make the fans feel yay, and then what's gonna be the thing that's gonna make the fans feel yay. We wasted our money. So what I'm gonna go with,
waste our money,
right? But what I really think, genuinely, because of how crazy bad the booking has been and how crazy predictable the booking has been, I think Charlotte's going to win tonight. I'm sorry to everyone. I'm really sorry to everyone. I know how bad we want. I know how bad we all want. We all want Becky to win. All of us. My heart wants Becky to win so bad. It's true. I've wanted great things for her for years. I got tired of watching Becky literally take the two little the thing off the top of her head, hand it to the kid, and literally walk off, not even saying anything to the kid because she's literally so routine to do the same entrance and the same thing every single time. So I'm really happy to see her doing what she's doing right now. But Charlotte Flair is the one who created all of what you're watching. She's I'm not quoting either off the Chronicle. I know, pretty sure it's there's morons just quoting Chronicle.
Actually, side note, that Chronicle was really good. That Chronicle was really good.
Actually, it raised a lot of really valid points. It's actually everything what she stands for, everything what she did, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, everyone started to get it. It's the Ric Flair thing. She copies a lot of stuff that Ric Flair does. But god damn it, she's a super athlete, and she literally was the first woman to take the kind of moonsault that she did at 31 and elevate. That was a moment that like people will look back on constant forever now.
Was it 32 or was it 31?
32. No problem. It was 32.
We're excited.
Yeah,
you got passion.
I'm stoked, man, because like she's right, man. That she's like actually.
I'm excited for pizza and wings.
I'm excited for pizza and wings too.
Pizza and wings, Gusto's, Brampton.
But honestly, I really do. I believe that Charlotte is going to take it simply because of all of the very valid points that, quite frankly, I had already just thought of myself. That like she's the woman that started all of it. She deserves it. If there's going to be unification going on, right? She's the one that deserves to get it first.
So I get that. Let's go with that for a second. If Charlotte wins, fans don't want Charlotte to win. But if Charlotte wins, does that mean we get Seth winning? Because you said you got to give them what they want and what they don't want. But not in the same match. So if Charlotte wins, which a lot of fans don't want, does Seth win?
Actually, that's what's going to lead me into what's... actually, I'm just going to say it right now.
Don't say it. Wait. Last match of the night. It's not the main event, but we're going to get into it now because this is the last match and we're going to wrap up.
Leave this for my opinion of the last match then. That'll be my answer.
Everybody already knows where you're going. That's why I said don't say it yet. We all know where you're going. Or at least I think I have an idea where you're going. I'll let you lead the floor with this one. I'm just going to announce the match. It's the last match. It will not be the match tonight, but it'll be the undercard match. Kofi Kingston versus the new Daniel Bryan. I love the new Daniel Bryan. I love the new belt. My phone, we're dead on Facebook. My cell phone died, so we're just going live strictly on Instagram
Right on.
But I love everything about the new Daniel Bryan, everything they're doing. I love the storyline with Kofi. It was a little bit weird up and down. There was a lot of head-scratching moments, but it was that underdog story that we've all seen before. Yeah. So I'll let you voice your opinion. Then I'm going to voice my opinion. Then we'll wrap it up.
And we'll wrap it up.
Go to town.
Straight up, I really believe that it's going to be all 3 letdowns tonight. I don't think any titles are changing. I think it's going to be literally besides
Charlotte winning.
Besides Charlotte winning, I think that's going to be a title change, but that's going to be the difference. I mean, is the opposite? They're going to keep doing the opposite.
But what happened in December where we were going to get what we wanted?
That's what I was literally just going to say. That the fact that they came out in December and they made this whole speech about how it's going to be all about you and blah blah blah, and heard that crap before. And honestly, that's what I think about literally all of your writing and
stuck up his middle finger.
I'm serious. I'm so done with like the fact that like trying to give it the benefit of the doubt and all this crap. Like screw that. Like I'm sick of it. Last year after your bullshit escapade with Ronda Rousey and then how you never built it in one match other than just watching her arm bar for a year. I'm so sick of this crap that people think that like, oh, well, maybe if I think a little bit more and I work a little harder on my emotions, that they'll eventually give me what I want. No, they're actually going, I've noticed that they've been going the opposite of where they've been going. So I've actually trusted my instincts to actually go with the total opposite of whatever I'm like, no, that's the weaker call and not the one that I would really want. That's probably the answer of what's going to go down. So that's what I'm imagining is going to go on with Kofi Mania. I think Kofi Mania has just started. I think they've scratched the surface on it. I think they've just lit the candle on it, and it needs more time now to grow and fester. And so I think what this is really just going to be about, it's going to be like Reigns and Lesnar, the 31 all over again. Like, just this is not a match for who's going to win the title. This is a match for just the match. You're just watching this piece of art that they're going to go out and they're going to construct for everyone to literally go out there. 2 smallest guys in the company, they're going to go out and make the biggest match of the whole night. 100%.
You know what? I agree with you. I don't think Kofi. My prediction was actually never for Kofi to win. The storyline, like I said, there have been up and down moments. There have been a lot of talking on Big E and Xavier's part, but I found that, and I mentioned it before the show, Kofi actually cut a promo on Tuesday, and the promo was decent. It wasn't the best promo in the world, but it was decent. I mean, it wasn't Batista's promo. I'm sorry, Batista's promo of the year. Nothing will ever top that. Triple H kissed my ass. Nothing will top that ever this year. But Kofi cut a decent enough promo to where I'm like, you know what? Now I understand why they were letting Big E and Xavier do the talking. Because when he had something to say, he said it. And he said everything we've all said. He's been there for 11 years. He actually is 150% ready to main event and hopefully win a title down the line. But I think you're right. This storyline builds to SummerSlam. This storyline may even build to Survivor Series. Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan are going to do this ring around the rosy. And a lot of people don't know this, but Daniel Bryan actually, when Mustafa Ali went down, they went to Daniel Bryan for who his opinion was, and it was Kofi. Daniel Bryan said he actually loved and wanted to work with Kofi Kingston. He picked him specifically. So Vince McMahon and the WWE just didn't throw him into this Elimination Chamber match. It was always meant to be Mustafa Ali, but he got injured. Then they went to Daniel and said, well, who do you want to work with? Like, who would you love to work with? I'd love to work with Kofi. So this is just a scratching of the surface. Yes, Daniel Bryan will retain tonight. Ronda Rousey will win over Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. That's the better call because the fans definitely don't want that. Yeah. That's why you give it to her. And Seth Rollins will win just because I've had enough of Brock Lesnar. And straight up, I know that I may be wrong, but I've had enough of Brock Lesnar. So I'm hoping I would rather take Rousey winning and suffer through her than suffer with Lesnar anymore.
If they're gonna do a payoff for the night, that's my prediction. If they do one payoff of the night, that's a really big one. Seth wins. Seth wins the title.
I think that's the payoff that will happen.
Yeah.
But I also think that this match, as much as you said this will be art between Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston, this will also be an audition to see if he can handle the pressure on the stages of stages. And Kofi, it may not be the main event, but you're the third last match.
Yeah.
This is big time for Kofi Kingston because 3 years ago he was fucking hosting WrestleMania. Now he's in the third last match on the card.
Yeah.
Maybe second last match. I'm not sure if Brock Lesnar and Seth is going to be the third last. I'm not sure how they're booking the whole thing. But you know what? We'll have to wait and see. And most of the time, the animal and the host are not wrong. Our opinions differ. But the great thing about having 2 of us is that if there's 3 opinions, we're going to be 75% right.
Right?
Most of the time, right, wrong. I don't know. So that's it. Tweet us. Hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on Facebook with your questions, your comments, whatever. You know, get at us throughout the night if we make a prediction that's wrong and you saw it differently. Well, that's what we're here for. Everybody up there wants to be a keyboard warrior. We've been asking for it for a year. So bring it on. That's all I got to say. I am your host, George Mackay.
Steve the Animal Mitchell.
Enjoy WrestleMania tonight. We will see you guys next week. And next week's episode will be dropping. It's our interview, our one-on-one. We are digging in, going deeper with the indie side. And it's going to be Holden Albright. We're gonna be dropping that, and then the week after that, we're gonna be dropping Lionel Knight, Black Lavender, baby.
Hell yeah! Live, love, lavender. I really hope he sees that. I really hope, because that's the hashtag, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag that. Live, love, lavender.
All right, guys. As always, we are Straight Talk Wrestling. We will see you next week's episode. Will be pre-recorded, dropping Friday on all platforms. Week after that, same deal, dropping on all platforms.
Absolutely.
So enjoy WrestleMania tonight. Be safe. Don't drink too much, but if you do, have a toilet or a bucket near you.
Enjoy Kofi Mania, everybody.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. Catch us every Wednesday at 7:30 on Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Google Play Music. Also be sure to follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling, and Twitter at _Straight Talk.
So I see her.